So let me start. So very quick summary what we have covered till now. So we are in the sixth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Till now we have covered the uh, foundational concepts, how the Krishna and Vishnu are coming. Then what are the four yugas? Then how these four yugas, like each yuga, what is the way to reach Lord? So all those things we have covered. Then we covered the uh, what is the material world, what is the spiritual world, and how to go from this material world to the spiritual world, and what are the four defects of like this material world, which we have seen. Then we have seen what are the different qualities of like a Vishnu, Shiva, and Krishna. Okay. Then what is the context of Bhagavad Gita? Then where Bhagavad Gita was spoken, like if though it was spoken on the war field, but never it encouraged the violence. So all these things like we have seen. Then how uh, Arjuna was put into the situation of like, okay, in a confused state, and Krishna is instructing the Bhagavad Gita. Okay, all these things we have seen in the foundational slides. Then comes we have like, okay, the 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, which has been like a divided into three divisions. First six chapters are called as like Karma Yoga. Then next six chapters are like a Bhakti Yoga. Then the last six chapters of Bhagavad Gita, like have been clubbed into the uh, Jnana Yoga. Okay, so that is how these 18 chapters like have been divided, and Bhakti been like I said in the middle, because like that is the Lord Krishna wanted everyone to come into the platform of Karma Yoga, then like realize about the Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so the first chapter, who can say what is the first chapter of the Bhagavad Gita name?
Arjuna Vishada Yoga.
Yeah, observing the armies in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. I
Yeah,
will try
Arjuna
to.
Vishada Yoga.
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Thanks,
Mm.
Marty. Like, so I will try to share some of the Kahoot quiz, which has been like, okay, for first five chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Please try to practice it while you become free. Like, it would be a good refreshing session, because it will give the perspective of like a how to understand each chapter. Okay. So a lot of effort being put forth in preparing that quiz. Please like, okay, take out time to go through that. You can attempt multiple times. Okay, which will give us like, okay, the real understanding of like the whole chapters in a very just manner. Okay. So both the armies been assembled, like okay, Dhritarashtra speaking to Sanjaya, who has been like equipped with the knowledge of seeing like what is happening in the war field, with the mercy of like a Vyasadev. So Sanjay is explaining, like Dhritarashtra is asking, what my sons and like sons of Pandu been assembled in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, and what they are doing. Okay, because he knows that like they assembled for fighting, but he was confused, like okay, or he was questioning, because the place which they assembled, it is called Kurukshetra, which is a Dharma Kshetra. Okay, it is a place of Dharma. So will it changed my son's inclination like towards fighting? So that is where like then he shows the discrimination. It is my sons and sons of Pandu. Though like okay, Pandu was not there, he didn't think or like he didn't consider the Pandavas as his own sons. Okay, that shows the discrimination. Then um, the both the armies assembly been like explained in detail. The Kauravas were like okay, more in size and very strengthened, but Pandavas like okay were less in size, but they were like okay with a powerful like okay archer, as well as powerful like okay the Lord himself on their side. Then the Shankas of like okay all these the Pandavas been explained. Can anyone say like what are the Shankas of Krishna? Shankar name?
Panchajanya something Prabhu.
Yeah, very good. Panchajanya. Then Arjuna Shanka name. All these things we covered. Okay, please try.
Devadatta.
Yeah. So Devadatta, like okay, then uh, who Dharmaraj, like okay, his Shanka been explained, like so all these things been explained. So then Arjuna been put into the dilemma state where not to fight, like okay, so he's giving these five reasons as he is thinking, okay, the compassion, enjoyment, and he's fearful of like a sinful reaction. Then he is thinking like the family tradition will be destroyed. Then he is unable to take any decision. Okay, so that is how he's been put into the situation of not fighting. And then Krishna listening like a till now, and he's start speaking to Arjuna in the second chapter. The second chapter of the name is Contents of the Gita Summarized. Okay, so there initially he's starting with Sankhya philosophy, which is nothing but like the difference between matter and spirit, the difference between body and soul. So he is giving the 30 characteristics of the soul. Soul is eternal, imperishable. It can't be submerged in the water, like it can't be put into the fire. So but material body is like a inert, and it will die. So there's a very nice saying like by His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Uh, Soul is ever alive, body is never alive. Okay, that is what we can easily like think about it. Soul is ever alive. Okay, there is no death for the soul, or there is no end to the soul. But a body is never alive. Like our body keeps changing. Like if you take our nails or like our body parts, it keeps like dying, and it is getting recreated. Correct? Like it is keep on like deteriorating. So body is never alive, and the soul is ever alive. So then he's talking about the karma kanda, like as a kshatriya, your duty is to fight. Please fight. Like you say, if you fight, you will get the sinful reaction. But I'm saying like if you are not fighting, you will get the sinful reaction because as a kshatriya, your duty is like to protect the dharma. For that, you need to fight. If you run away from the battlefield, then many will defame you, like okay, by speaking about like a very infamy words, which is worse than the death, okay, for a kshatriya. So please like a fight, and whatever you get, like you will either enjoy or like a suffer. So then initially he's saying like a karma kanda, do your work, and like you will get the result, and enjoy or like a suffer the result. Then he's little elevating to like a karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga, where you work, and the result, whatever result you are getting, like a surrender unto me. With that result, like okay, by surrendering unto me, you will get two things. One is like you will not get any sinful reaction. The other is like you will not get any birth and death in this material world. You can get out from this cycle of birth and death. Okay. So then he's saying symptom then Arjuna is asking the query like how that symptoms of the self-realized soul, sita pragnya, like how he will sit, how he will walk, how he will talk. So then he's saying okay, Krishna saying he will free from the desire to enjoy the senses. He will have a steady mind. Okay, he don't indiscriminate like between good and bad, or like okay the heat and cold, all these things he will treat it in a similar manner. Okay, he will control his senses, and he will engage into the Krishna consciousness. Um, so by doing that, like at the time of the death, he will be able to think about the Lord, and he will be go back able to go back to the spiritual world. Okay, that is how he's saying. Then he's saying like this is what nasti buddhir ayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata santi asantasya kutastukam. Okay, one who is not connected to the Krishna consciousness or supreme, okay, or devotion service, cannot have a steady mind. Okay, if you don't have the steady mind, then obviously we will not have the peace. If we don't have the peace, definitely we will not have the happiness. Okay, so we all want to have the happiness, peace, and in our life, correct? Then we need to have a steady mind. That steady mind, like, have to direct us like towards the spiritual activity. Okay, this is how the second chapter, which is second largest chapter in Bhagavad Gita. Yes, it is talking about the entire the karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, in just manner. Okay. Then the third chapter, like, which is called karma yoga, which is the then Arjuna is asking, like, hey, why you are engaging me in this ghastly warfare? If you think like the renunciation or the bhakti yoga is like a better, then Krishna says, okay, what Arjuna misunderstood is he's thinking about like a renunciation as the renunciation of the work. It is not sannyasa of the work, it is sannyasa in the work. You do the work and you will get the result. That result, like a surrender unto me. It is not like as good not doing the work. Okay, if I do the work, I will get the karma. If I don't do the work, I will not get the karma. That is what Arjuna's understanding, but Krishna correcting that. Okay, no, no, no. You have to do the work. If you are not doing the work, you will get bad karma. So that is how he's saying. Then he's saying, okay, this all the 12 Mahajans, they performed the work and like they come to the stage of like okay, the self-realization or called us like a Mahajan. The similar manner, I don't have any work to perform, but still like I am doing the work to set the right example for the future generation. Okay, then he's talking about the varnashrama dharma, like a varna and ashrama, and how each one like a been dedicated with certain activities. Okay, then he's talking about the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Whatever that 2.7 karma nevadi, karpanya doso pagata swabhava, where Arjuna is unable to take any decision and he is surrendering to the Lord and asking him like what to do. Uh, for that, Krishna is explaining all these things and in the 3.30, Mai Sarvani Karmani Sanyas Adhyatma Chetasaga Nirasir Nirmamo Bhutva Yuddhayasa Vigada Jwara. So here only he's saying stand up and without any lethargy, without any self motive, without any envy, follow my teachings faithfully, stand up and fight. Okay, that will help you like it free from the bondage and it will attain the perfection. That's what he's saying. Then immediately like Arjuna having a query, uh, after knowing all these things, like what is the impelling force which is making us to do the sinful activity in this material world? Okay, then Krishna says it is the lust only, Arjuna. The lust is like okay, which is not connected to Krishna. If you want to achieve something, that is called a lust. Okay, it is a all devouring enemy. Like if the lust is fulfilled, it becomes greed. Okay, we have seen multiple example. Okay, I want to buy a phone. If I have the phone or I bought the phone, then I want to have the next version of that phone, correct? That becomes greed. If the lust is fulfilled, then it becomes greed. If the lust is unfulfilled, then it becomes anger. If I am not getting the phone, I will get angry. Oh, why I am only not getting, the other guy is getting. Like likewise, the unfulfilled lust creates anger. The fulfilled lust like will create a greed. So that is how this these three are the gateways to hell. So if anyone of us want to go to hell, please like we can have more and more lust, greed, and anger. We obviously like don't want to go. So we need to get away from that. Okay, what are the sitting places of this lust? It is like okay, the senses, mind, intelligence, which is covering the soul's knowledge. Then we have to engage our senses because it is not possible to control the senses, control the mind. No, no one will say, okay, control your mind. It is they will say engage your mind in the right manner. Yeah, because we can't sit idle. Uh, that is the biggest drawback, or like there is a biggest problem. We can't sit idle like okay, without engaging our mind, our senses, our intelligence. Some or the other way like it will think by just sitting in one place. We can travel to US, we can travel to Australia, we can travel to India, we can travel to like a whatsoever to the spiritual world also. Okay, so that is the reason we have to engage the mind, intelligence, and the senses in the right manner into the Krishna consciousness. In by regulating our senses, by regulating our mind, by regulating our intelligence, we can get away from this lust, greed, anger. Okay, this is what been covered in the third chapter. Then the fourth chapter, which is called, what is the fourth chapter name? Hare Krishna. It is transcendental knowledge. Okay, so the transcendental knowledge, Krishna says, this transcendental knowledge, I I revealed to the sun god Vivaswan, from Vivaswan to Manu, and Manu to Ikshvaku. Uh, Likewise, like okay, the disciplic succession being broken. So whenever there is a decline in religion and predominant rise of like a irreligion, I appear millennium after millennium to protect the devotees and to protect to annihilate the miscreants. Okay, so then he says, okay, Arjuna was having a query. How can I understand Krishna? Sun god is like a very old in age, but you are explaining to me now. Then Krishna says, both you and me, like I take you taken multiple birth, but you forget like what happened in the past, and you will forget like what is going to happen in the future. But I know like what is happening in the past, what is happening present, what is happening in the future, not for one living entity but for all the living entity. That is how Krishna is establishing his supreme. Okay, then he says, um, we have to do the janma karma chame divyam evam yo vetti tattvadaga tyaktva punarjanma naitimam eti. So Arjuna, where uh, please, uh, if you want to get out from this material world, then you have to do is like a janma karma chame divyam. So whatever the Lord performing, like okay, the Supreme Lord perform his activities and his transcendental appearance. His activities are nothing but like a pastimes, which is being explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, and his appearance, which is being explained in the Krishna book, which is nothing but the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So if you know this, then you will not take birth in this material world. That is how he's explaining. Then he's talking about the again like the Varnashram Dharma, and what are the various sacrifices been mentioned in Varnashram Dharma. Then the connection between action, inaction, and the karma, akarma, and vikarma. Karma is do your work, you will get result. Okay, either enjoy or suffer the result. Akarma means do your work and get the result. Like that result, you surrender to the Lord, so that you don't need to take birth in the material world, and you will not get any reaction. Then vikarma means forbidden action. Whatever been said as like a not to do. If we are doing that, like a then it is a vikarma. Okay, which we never do, we should never do. Okay, so then with each sacrifices how we can attain the Lord, like that has been explained for the Varnashma Dharma people. Okay, then the chapter 5, karma yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. The third chapter, whatever question Arjuna asked, like the similar question he is asking again. Then Krishna says, okay, work in devotion as well as the sannyasa renunciation, both will have the similar effect, but the time taken to attain uh, the each activity like a will be different. So that is how we have seen the example. What example we have seen in this one? Hare Krishna, I request everyone to please like a revise. If you are not revising, our every lot of time will go only for revision, because now we want to take more slokas as we progress like in each chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. If you are not revising, then obviously like I don't want to just take for namesake the slokas, because we need to understand what we are studying, because this is a transcendental knowledge which will come along with our life, along with our soul. It is not only like okay, I study in one standard and next standard like hey, I don't need to remember that. No, this slokas will register with our soul forever. for example, next life, like if I am taking a position of like okay, any other living entity, I will start from where I left over, because this is going to be deposited in my permanent soul account, like a devotional account forever. So please take out time to revise, because if someone waking you up and asking like, hey, what is the fourth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita or fifth chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, you have to remember, you have to say for speak for 10 minutes without seeing any slide. That is possible because at one point in time, like I don't know anything about Bhagavad Gita, but now I am able to speak little bit, okay, with the mercy of the Lord and like all the acharyas. That is possible if you put effort, like okay, it is possible. Please, like okay, put the effort. It will help, like a it will help when we are in a distressed state. Please remember that, okay. Requesting everyone like to please take out time to revise, because if you are not revising, then whatever you are attending, like a whatever class we are attending, it would be like a for just for 1 hour gimmicks. Then after that, like okay, it is not going to help us. Please, one is knowing the things, the second is like okay, implementing that when it is needed, okay, when it would be possible only and only if we revise and register all these things in our mind, in our soul, in our like okay, consciousness, in our intelligence. Okay, Hare Krishna. So the the activity like which I've seen is going to the floor 1 to 100 via lift or via steps, correct? Via lift is nothing but like okay, we can do the devotion service and attain the Lord, or attain the liberation, or like go to the Goloka. But if you are going by steps, like it is as good as like the sannyasa, where the jnana yoga will come into the picture, where everything like they want to do it and they experience it, then they will understand. Okay, that is the reason the time taken will be more, and they may fail while doing that. Okay, we never know. So for that reason, like the easy process is to do the devotion service. So Krishna recommends like the easy process, because we have a very limited time and we are like a very lazy in this Kali Yuga. Okay, so then again like a Varnashram Dharma been explained, and what is the results of like okay, Krishna consciousness, and what has to be our like okay, vision. We have to do the activity and surrender the results to Lord. By that, like okay, we will not get any reaction. Then he's giving the details of like a Ashtanga Yoga, where via the Yama Niyama Asana, Pranayama Pratyahara, Dhyana Dharana, like okay, Samadhi. So in that manner, like we can attain the supreme also, but that is not preferred or like a prescribed for this Kali Yuga, but still like it is possible if we are able to do it in the right manner, because it is yoga. What is the meaning of yoga?
Through connection with God.
Yeah,
Krishna. Connection with Krishna.
linking oneself to the supreme. Yeah, correct. Connection with the Lord, correct. So if we are doing by doing our activity and able to connect to the Lord, then it is karma yoga. If we are able to do the bhakti, okay, with our love and devotion and connecting with the Lord, then it is bhakti yoga. If we are doing the jnana and connecting with the Lord. Like jnana is nothing but the empirical philosophical knowledge, okay, where they will realize everything whatever they are doing, like okay, they will do practice, they will not simply accept it, like that is called jnana yoga, which will take time, but it is possible also. Then dhyana yoga is nothing but ashtanga yoga, like okay, practicing the ashtanga yoga, where controlling our senses, controlling our mind, then in our sitting posture like a proper, then controlling our breath, okay, then able to focus our mind like a between the eyebrows, like okay, to the nose of the tip of the nose. Then we have to completely get away from this material world, and we have to connect to the supreme via the soul. Okay, then we have to attain the samadhi position, which is prescribed for the satya yuga, but for in kali yuga, like it is not at all possible, because for Arjuna was able to control, he's saying okay, sanchalam ki manaha krishna. Okay, I am able to control my sorry, I am able to control the wind which is very fast coming, but I am unable to control my mind because mind is like a very restless and it is like a going here and there. Okay, so then Krishna is answering like in the sixth chapter how to control the mind. Okay. So then the peace formula which we have seen, like which is called Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam, Sarvaloha Maheshwaram Suhurdam Sarvabhutanam, Nyatvam Mam Santim Richadi. So everyone wants the peace. For that, we have to think about okay, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam. So Krishna is the supreme proprietor and he is the beneficiary and benefactor also, and he is the friend of all the living entities. Sugurdam Sarva Bhutanam, okay? Nyatva Mam Santim Richati. One who knows this, like, okay, will be able to attain the peace. Second chapter also, we have seen, like, how to attain the peace by just connecting to the Supreme Lord, by doing the devotional activities. Hare Krishna. So then the sixth chapter, which is called Ashtanga Yoga, which is called Dhyana Yoga. So that is what we are seeing. Like there is nothing but advancing in yoga from the detached work initially, then giving up the work, then further stages of like a practicing the yoga Rurukshu and the yoga Rudra stage. Okay. Then necessity of controlling the turbulent mind. That is what we are going to see. Then destination of unsuccessful yogis. Many will start practicing like but in the process of doing that they may pass away from this material world. So what will happen to them? Okay, what destination they will attain? Okay, then the topmost yogi. Who is the topmost yogi? That is what we will see in the sixth chapter. So we have seen till seventh shloka. So we already covered like advancing in yoga through detached work. Okay, the sannyasi or like whomsoever are doing dhyana yoga, they will not think okay they are doing the work because they already detached. Okay, they will do it as a routine. Okay, the ruda stage, giving up the work, like how to give up the work. We will see it in the upcoming slokas, and the stages in practice of yoga that we will see. Till now, any doubt? Okay, if no doubt, because we taken 30 minutes to just cover six chapters. So if you all able to come up to the speed, then able to realize like then we can cover all these six chapters in a very, very short span of time. Maybe like a 10 minutes summary. Then we can take around 5 to 8 slokas in each week. Okay, so please support us by just revising, which will be helpful for all of our devotional practice. Okay, 6.8 Jnana Vijnana Traptatma Kutosto Vichitendriyaha Yukta iti Uchyate Yogi Samalostrasma Kanchanaha. Kanchana means like a gold. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi. So Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi means like the Radharani been explained her her color been explained as like a tapta kanchana gaurangi. So it is like a the golden color. The golden is like a very very shining golden color. That is what the color of Srimati Radharani. Okay, so kanchana means gold. Tapta kanchana gaurangi, that we can relate. So jnana means like a by acquired knowledge. Okay, whatever we are learning, that is knowledge. But vijnana means realized knowledge. So it is a practiced knowledge. Okay. I know I should not commit this offense or I should do the devotion service. That is knowing, okay, I have to chant. If I chant, I will get the good result. I will get the good sukruti, correct? But vijnana means like, hey, I have to practice that. Knowing alone, okay, if I chant, I will get good result. By just knowing that, it will not take us to destination. For example, you want to travel from Chennai to Hyderabad, correct? So, by just taking a ticket from Chennai to Hyderabad will not take us to Chennai to Hyderabad, correct? We need to take effort to reach the airport or the railway station, and we need to board the right. flight or like a right train, then only like the destination, once it arrives, we need to get down, correct? So that activity has to be done. That activity is nothing but vijnana, like okay, which is a realized knowledge, the practiced knowledge, correct? So there is a difference between jnana and vijnana. Okay, jnana is acquired knowledge, which is in the practical sense, and in the theory sense, like okay, vijnana means like the practical sense, which is the applied knowledge or like a realized knowledge. Tripta, like okay, satisfied. Kuto, Atma means a living entity. Kutastuka, like okay, spiritually situated. Uh, so this Kutastuka, like okay, we have seen one more place. Which chapter?
Chapter 1.
Chapter 2, Prabhu, like yeah, asantasya kutastukam, correct? How it would be coming like the spiritually situated. If you are not spiritually situated, okay, then it will not come. Kutastukam, okay. Then vijita indriya, like okay, sensually. Indriya means like okay, senses. Vijita means like a controlled. Yuktaha means competent for self-realization. Yoga, yukta, all come in the similar manner. Okay, iti thus uchyate is said. Uvacha uchyate means like a said. Then yogi means mystic. Sama means equipoised. Okay, we will treat everyone in the similar manner. Correct, like a sama darshana. Correct. What is that sloka? Who will see everyone like in the similar manner? We have seen one sloka in the
प्रभु
fourth chapter.
पंडितः समदर्शिनः
Yeah, Pandita Samadarshinaga. What is the full sloka, Mataji?
शीतोष्ण
No.
सुखदुःख
Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Havihastini Sunichaiva Swapake cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Sama means equipoised. Okay. They will see it in the similar manner. Then Lostra means like a pebbles. Asma means a stone. Okay. Kanchana means gold. Okay. So a person is said to be established in self-realization and is called yogi, a mystic, when he is fully satisfied. When is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. First, he has to acquire the knowledge and he has to uh, see it in a realization man, a realized manner. Okay. So such a person is situated in transcendence and is self-controlled. He sees everything, whether it is pebbles, stones, or gold, as the same. See here, the Lostra means pebbles, then Asma means a stone, Kanchana means gold. All these things he will see it in a sama, like okay, he will see similar manner because he don't discriminate anything. So that is what like okay the self-realized soul will do. A person is said to be established in self-realization and is called a yogi when he is fully satisfied by virtue of acquired knowledge and realization. So that is the reason many self-realized the proper yogis, they will never be attached to the material desires. Okay, for example, material the wealth, material fame, material name, glories, like all those things, they never been attached because all these things will go away. It is having a very limited expiry date, correct? So only the devotion service have a permanent stay with us. So that is the reason like they are always self-satisfied. They don't see the happiness or like a look for the happiness outside of the world. They always seek within inside because they always be happy by doing their devotional service, by chanting their rounds, okay, by connecting to the Lord and his devotees, by preaching, by doing the deity worship. Okay, they always be happy because they are looking the happiness like a not outside but within themselves because Lord is sitting as a Paramatma, which Vishnu.
No, Shirodaksha Vishnu.
Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. Yeah, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. Okay. So he is sitting in every one of us like as a Paramatma. So they always seek the pleasure within, not the pleasure like from the outside. Okay. So that is the reason he is able to see pebbles, stone, and gold as a similar thing, like he don't discriminate. The next sloka, Suhurn Mitrari Udasina Madhyastha Dveshta Bandhusu Sadhushvapi cha Papeshu Samabuddhir Vishishyate. Udasina means like a neutral between belligerents. Okay, he would. It is like he will always be like okay in a neutral manner. There is another meaning also in the Udasina. Let's. He is indifferent. Okay, he don't discriminate. Like he will treat everyone in the similar manner. That is what Udasina means. He'll always be in the neutral position. Suhurt means like a where else we have seen Suhurt? By well
सुहृदं
wisher.
सर्वभूतानि
What Maji?
सुहृदं सर्वभूतानि
Yeah,
दृश्यते
Sugurdam Sarvabhutani, very nice. One more sloka we have covered, like which recently we have done. Sugurt. Okay, Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam, that is correct. In the fifth sloka, we have just seen the peace formula, correct? Bhoktaram Yajna Dabdam, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram, Sugurdam Sarvabhutanam, correct? So that is Sugurt by well wishers, to well wishers by nature. So that is how like we have to connect the words like okay in whatever we covered, whatever we are going to cover, like in that manner, it will register in our mind. Okay. Sugur Mitrati, like a Mitra means benefactors with affection. Okay. Then a person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well wishers, affectionate benefactors, the neutral mediators, the envious, like a friends and enemies, the pious and sinners, all with equal mind. Okay. The jnani, which who treats okay, uh, everyone is similar, he can be considered like a as a neutral friend. Now the connection will disconnect. Like a please rejoin. A person is still further advanced. Okay, if um, that is the reason like all these acharyas been considered as a great mahajans and great devotees. Why? Because they are not looking themselves like okay for the advancement in bhakti yoga. They already advanced and they take effort to preach others, teach others like okay. So that is what the greatest quality of a Vaishnava, because he can never be happy by seeing others like okay unhappy. That is a greatest quality of a Vaishnava. Otherwise, why? So what we have seen is uh, there are two types of like okay even jnanis also. One, he knows the knowledge and he practices himself and he want to uh, keep the knowledge within himself only, then he is okay, he is a jnani, he is a yogi, but he is not helping others, he is only like a helping himself. No complaints. He is okay as long as like he is performing the things like a within himself. Okay. So no complaints in that particular thing. Okay, he is performing the things only himself. That is the jnani performing the activity like a within himself. He is not helping others. There is other set of yogis who take lot of effort to preach others, to take lot of like okay, they go through lot of struggles to give the knowledge to others, to bring the upliftment for the common people. Correct. So that is what like otherwise why for the acharyas like they struggled to preserve even the knowledge from the Mughals ruling. Correct. They struggled in the what to say, like this six Goswamis, like a Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, all these Goswamis, they literally like okay put their life into risk just to preserve the this transcendental knowledge, the glories of Vrindavan, the glories of like a Vaishnavas, the glories of like a performing devotion service in terms of okay the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu and all these scriptures. They don't have, just think about it, like they didn't have any pen, they didn't have any paper, they have to manuscript in the what to say, like the manuscript was like okay in the leaf and in the in the what to say, like the wooden uh, a pot, correct? Like a wooden a portion of it, that wood, like in that they need to manuscript. Okay, they need to even to write one letter, they have to like okay, try hard to write one letter. If they make mistake, they can't like okay, just wipe it out as we do like okay, in the word or as we do it in the letter, correct? Or in the typing. No, they have to rewrite everything. So that is that much effort they put in just to preserve the knowledge to pass it to others. In the example of like a Srila Prabhupada, at the age of like a 65, he just all others like a would have easily like a taken the whatever sannyasa or like a whatever thing, they would have go to the Vrindavan or Mayapur, like they will go and perform the devotion service so that they reach the Goloka, correct? But Srila Prabhupada didn't do that. With just in the hand, like around 40 to 48 rupees,
Sit
he
and
just
watch. Then after that, you can watch around what jitna
he
time
can
चाहिए.
he went to he take an effort at his old age, okay, just to fulfill the uh, request of his spiritual master, because spiritual master told, "You are good in English, okay, so go to the West and preach." Just to fulfill that desire, he boarded a ship, okay, which is going to US. You know, like how many months it will take, like to reach from India to US via ship, correct? In the during the journey, like he got heart attack like 2 to 3 times. He just trusted Krishna, and he was like okay, having full faith to fulfill the desires of his Guru Maharaj or orders of his Guru Maharaj, and he taken effort to go to the West like to preach. He could have easily like stayed in Vrindavan and okay, let me do the devotion service and I will be like okay doing the activity for myself. He never did that. He taken a lot of effort like okay, so that is what the person is considered still further advanced when he regards honest well-wishers, because now everyone talking about Srila Prabhupada because he is the honest well-wisher. He worked for the society to bring Krishna consciousness, to bring as a ISKCON as a entity. Because while he was in US, only two persons were there. Okay, in the matchless gifts shop. Okay, uh, so he given the name as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. At the time, those two persons were ridiculing Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada, we are only two or three persons. Okay, you are giving the institution name as International Society for Krishna Consciousness. How is it possible? And he says no, just to see how this society is going to grow and how like everyone is going to get benefited, because that is the entity which is uniting all of us, correct? Now otherwise I don't know like hey, many of you and you don't know like hey, many of you don't know me, but that is ISKCON and Krishna consciousness uniting us like okay to get connected as a family. It is Vasudeva Kudumbam, correct? So that is how we are getting connected like a someone's effort making us like okay the benefit, giving us the benefit. So we need to be ever thankful, ever indebted like to Krishna and all these acharyas, because if not them, if not their effort, we would not be learning this knowledge. Because everyone, you just see like how fortunate we are to learn this Bhagavad Gita, to learn about this knowledge in this lifetime, because it will not be easily available to many and any, correct? It would be like available only to the chosen people. We are all the chosen people by the Lord. Otherwise, it is not at all possible to wake up on a Saturday morning when you have like a long Friday evening. It is not possible to wake up in the early morning of Saturday and attend these classes. We all are very, very fortunate and be as a chosen people by the Lord. But let us not waste that um blessings. Okay. So we have to be ever thankful to these acharyas, okay, Srila Prabhupada. Okay, because they take their life, they spent their life like for the welfare of common people, correct? To uplift. How much effort it would have been taken for Srila Prabhupada to write, to do the English translation for each and every Sanskrit words. It is not easy. At the time, there was no computer, not much of like this one. He has to write like he has to record it in the audio tape. That too, what time he will do in the Sri Radha Damodar temple in Sri Vrindavan, he will do it from early morning 1 to 4 o'clock. How? 800 slokas of Bhagavad Gita and 18,000 slokas of like a Srimad Bhagavatam. How much like a time, though like he was doing, I think only like around 10 cantos only uh, he could able to translate. But how much effort like he would have taken? Yeah, it would have been like okay, it would have been impossible for anyone to imagine. Because while he was doing like I think first two cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, some of his family members like okay, completely put all those translations into the fire. Then he has to redo that as well. It is it is like okay, very impossible for anyone to think about like okay, doing that. But Srila Prabhupada and all these acharyas like have done it. We have to be ever thankful to them, and for their effort like we have to take our effort like to study all these things. So that is what been said. The honest well-wishers, because they are still advanced, because they have lot of honest well-wishers. They are having like a affectionate benefactors, the neutral mediators. Like they don't have anyone to treat like a friend or enemy. They treat everyone in the similar manner. The pious and sinners, like all within the equal mind. Because otherwise, Srila Prabhupada like okay went and preaching to the hippies who are like a drunken, who are like okay, with women and who are always like okay with the drugs. But he knows that all these sinners will have a future life. Correct? There is a good saying. Every sinner has a past, and every sinner has a future, every saint has a past, correct? Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. So we can never discriminate, we can never ignore, oh, this guy is like a very bad, he's a sinner, like he will never be able to do the devotion service. No, never ever discriminate, like please give the knowledge of the Lord, especially the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, like okay, to anyone and everyone equally distribute. Then you will be considered as further advanced by Krishna and by the society. So I taken like a little more time to explain this, because this is very important to understand what is the perspective, like okay, how to understand these slokas. Hope you are able to understand, like okay, any questions here or any realization, any feedback? Okay, fine. Next sloka. यो हि युञ्चित सततम् आत्मानं रजसि स्थितः एका यथा चित्तात्मा निरासिर अपरिग्रह. Yogi, the transcendentalist, should always engage his body. Okay. Satatam means constantly. Satatam kirtayanto mam. Satatam will come many, many times in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Satatam means constantly. Okay. Atmanam, himself, by the body and mind and self. Okay. Ragasi, in the secluded place. A transcendentalist should always engage his body, mind, and self in relationship with the Supreme. Supreme means like a connect with the Lord who is sitting as a Paramatma inside. He should live alone in a secluded place and should always carefully control his mind. He should be free from desires and feelings of possessiveness. This is what like going to be talk as a rules to do Ashtanga Yoga. So they have to go in a secluded place. They're not on a crowded place. Okay. They have to control their body, mind, and they have to connect with the Supreme. Correct? They should be free from the desires of feelings and possessiveness. They shouldn't possess anything. Oh, I am owning this house. I am the master of like okay, my company. I am the owner of this company. I am the owner of like bosses of like okay, these many employees. He should never possess anything. In that manner, he has to start the Ashtanga Yoga. Let's go to the slides like to cover these three slokas. So this is what the yoga ladder. So we have seen all these things. Why karma yoga is better than Ashtanga yoga. This is what we have seen. Like because for to do the Ashtanga yoga, not preferred in this particular yoga, and we have to do a lot of effort like to do the Ashtanga yoga. So what is real sannyasa or bhakti yoga, which we have seen already? Bhakti includes like a purpose of jnana, the knowledge, and yoga, the controlling senses. Because bhakti, while you are doing bhakti, we are doing jnana as well as we are doing karma as well as we are doing the yoga, which is controlling the senses. This is what the yoga ladder is. Okay, this comes very often. So initially, like the lower planets or species, they will lead the animal life, eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Okay, Vikarma, they will do either Vikarma. Vikarma is what is Vikarma?
Forbidden work.
Yeah,
Forbidden act.
forbidden action, which is not prescribed in the scriptures. Okay, that is what Vikarma. Or they will always like gratify their senses and they will do Ugra Karma. Ugra Karma means I want to achieve this like a so that I get this particular thing. They will do that in a very, very Ugra manner, like a very ferocious manner. Okay. So if in the human being also, if we are not connecting with Krishna or if we are not doing the devotion service, we are nothing but leading a animal life, eating, mating, sleeping and defending only. Then in the earth or Swarga, we can do the Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda is fruity worker who will regulate his sense gratification according to scripture, and performing some rituals for heavenly sense gratification. They may not do like a sense gratification in the material world, but they will do like this puja and punaskara like to go to the higher planets. Okay, for example, to go to the Swargaloka or to go to like okay the other planets. Okay, for that they will perform the rituals. They are better than animal life, but still way to go. Then Nishkama Karma Yoga, they will do the activity, they will renounce the fruits of the activity to Lord. They will be like a yogi family, Swarga planets or Prajapatis, all these guys like will come into the Karma Yoga stage. Then the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is nothing but renouncing fruits. speculative knowledge about Brahman and austerities. Like, okay, so they will be little further advanced than the Nishkama Karma Yoga, but they will still on the Jnana platform where they have to do the realization. They have to perform that empirical philosophical knowledge alone. They will not accept it. They have to practice it. For that, like a time taken would be like too much. They may fail or they may like okay fail in doing so. Okay, so that is the reason Jnana Yoga like it will take longer time, as we have seen to reach floor 1 to 100 like a via steps. Okay, then comes the Dhyana Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga, which is better than the Karma Kanda or like a Nishkama Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga or Jnana Yoga. So Ashtanga Yoga, but it is very, very difficult to practice in this Kali Yuga. It was very, very easy to practice the Ashtanga Yoga or Jnana Yoga in the Satya Yuga. Okay, because we have to do lot of things. We have to do like yama, niyamas, pranayama, pratyahara, okay, asana, dhyana, dara. Okay, then reaching to the samadhi state. Okay, that the in the Ashtanga Yoga we will realize we will connect to the internal supreme who is Paramatma. Okay. Then Bhakti Yoga, which is loving devotion service to the Lord. Bhakti Yoga is very, very easy to perform, but we have to perform it. That is what, like, sometimes very easily available. We will tend to ignore the things which is very easily available, correct? Bhakti Yoga is very, very easily available. What Lord is asking? Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachadi tadaham bhakti upakritam asnami prayatatmanaga. You just offer me with love and devotion, a fruit, leaf, flower, and water. These four things are very commonly available. You don't need to spend much. You don't need to put lot of labors. No, it is very easily available. But offer me with love and devotion. Krishna is looking only the love and devotion. Then I will accept it. I will give it to you as a prasadam, like a by blessing. Okay, so the bhakti yoga is very, very easy to perform, but we are not performing. So from karma yoga to bhakti yoga, if you see, it is like okay, coming from the selfishness to the prema or real love. And in the spiritual progress, like the yoga rurukshu stage, which is the beginning stage, then yoga rudra stage, which is the advanced stage. So hope everyone is able to by heart or like okay, capture this yoga ladder, because this is very, very important from animal life to the karma kanda to the karma yoga or nishkama karma yoga, then jnana yoga, then ashtanga yoga or dhyana yoga, then bhakti yoga. This is how the yoga ladder grows. But Bhakti Yoga, directly we can reach the floor 100 via the lift, okay, by just performing Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is nothing but service to the Lord. So if you go to the market to buy the vegetable to cook for the Lord, to offer the boga to the Lord, becomes Bhakti Yoga. If you are dropping a devotee to the class to attend the Bhagavad Gita class, then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. If you are going and buying the flowers to the Lord, to the deity, like to offer to them, then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. If you are hearing the lectures, if you are attending the classes, if you are hearing the transcendental music, okay, if you are watching like some any scriptural movies, then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. Okay. If you are taking out time to read the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or like okay, the spiritual books, then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. If you are taking time to clean the temple, okay, to clean the house so that Lord will reside in my house, not in my house, like in his house, then it becomes Bhakti Yoga. If you are preaching to others, if you are cooking prasadam for Lord, sorry, if you are cooking boga for the Lord and offering to other devotees, that is called Bhakti Yoga. So Bhakti Yoga is nothing but whatever we are doing, include Krishna in the center. That becomes Bhakti Yoga. Any doubts till now?
The most simplest is the chanting.
Exactly. Yeah. Correct, Prabhu. Sorry, I forgot that. Thanks for reminding. So, if you are able to chant the Lord's holy name and connect to the Lord, that is becoming the topmost bhakti yoga because Lord, Lord is waiting for us to chant. Okay, but we are saying can't. Oh, I have other important things. Lord, please wait. Because trust me, like a Srimati Radharani and Lord Sri Krishna will eagerly wait when this devotee is going to call out my name. Not to get the fame, but to get us removed from all the sinful reaction. Because this chanting is Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vidaranam Vidya Vadu Jivanam. Okay, Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. This Sri Krishna Sankirtanam is nothing but chanting as well as like doing the Sankirtan, doing the Kirtan, correct? This Sankirtan has to flow as a river or ocean which will extinguish all our burning desires, okay, in this material world, okay, and it will cleanse our heart. Cheto Darpana Marjanam, okay, it will cleanse our heart from all the contaminations and it will help us to realize the Lord and see the Lord face to face. So this chanting is very, very pure. Please, like, take out time for chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Yeah, very good, Prabhu. Like, thanks for reminding. So this was like a from Yoga Rurukshu stage, from Yoga Ruda stage. So Yoga Rurukshu would be like the beginning stage. He will perform the prescribed duties like a gradually to purify one's fruitive desire, and he will still attach to the work, attach to the result. But in the Yoga Ruda stage, he'll be in advanced stage, and he don't need to put like a more effort to do the work because that becomes like a routine, and he will not get attached to any of those results. Okay. Then the fourth Yoga Ruja stage also like how we can get away from all the material desires like or the material sense gratification. This we have seen. The role of the mind can be like the friend or enemy as well. The yoga system, how to get the mind as our friend by talking like by engaging in the right manner. Okay, the uncontrolled mind is an enemy, controlled mind is an friend. Okay, this we have seen like a because if you are get connected with like a lust, anger, and greed, then you will attach to the sense gratification. Then it degrades and like a entangles in this material world, and we will take like a punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam. Okay. Then, if you control our mind by engaging the Krishna consciousness activity and doing the devotion service, then we will be detached from the sense gratification and it will elevate us like a, from the material world to the spiritual world. Okay. So, symptoms of the Yoga Rudra stages like a initially like it would be completely neutral to all the material and existence and duality. That is what we have seen in the Sloka 7. Then he sees everyone like equally, the pebbles, gold, and the stone, and he will be fully satisfied by the jnana and vijnana. And he sees all the people equally, like a most advanced stage, because he is the well-wisher of like other living entities. Okay, he will be honest well-wisher. These symptoms will be developing only and only when we control our mind, we engage our mind in the right manner. Okay. So he will treat honor, dishonor, distress, happiness, and the heat and cold in the similar manner. He will not be like doing any discrimination. And here, like we already seen the honest well-wisher, like he will treat in the similar manner, and he will be seeing the gold pebble and like the stone in the similar manner. Okay. The this is what we have seen like in the 10th sloka, which we will see it in the other next class also. Like meditation is the advanced stage of Ashtanga yoga. We have to go to the secluded place. Like that is what this yogi does. Like by going to the secluded place. So then we seen like hey, this is what we are going to see. Yama Niyama Asana, Pranayama Pratyahara, Dhyana Dharana, Samadhi. These are the Ashtanga Yoga, eight steps of this yoga. So five things we need to avoid, things we need to observe. That is what Yama and Niyama. Then Asana, what is the sitting posture? Pranayama, how to control our breaths. Okay, Pratyahara, how to withdraw our senses. Then Dharana, which is like a concentration. The dhyana means like a meditation, then only meditation. Or if you do this yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, then only meditation is possible. After that only like we can attain the samadhi state. We can't go to the meditation like from starting. It is not possible, at least in this material world. So we have to do all these things, then only like the meditation is possible. Hare Krishna. With this, we will end today's class. Any question, any feedback, any suggestion, please feel free to mention it here. Please take out time to revise, to read, so that it will be helping everyone. Hare Krishna.
I have one question.
Yeah, please.
In Prabhu, in see Bhakti Yoga, you mentioned, okay,
Yeah,
we keep Krishna, everything centered on Krishna.
yeah.
But in the real life, in the work, what we are doing currently,
Hmm.
how do we include Krishna into that? Will it form it? Will it fall in Karma Yoga? Will it be in the Bhakti Yoga? Can you do that?
Yeah, yeah. It is possible, bro. How you will do is, okay, Krishna, you have given me this life. You have given me a certain activity to do at home, certain activity to do at office. Okay. You
Hmm.
have given me my wife and the children, all are a representation of you. I have to be a caretaker of them. For that, I have to work. For that, I have to earn the money. For that, I got the job. And on that, job, I have to do my tasks given the task in a very perfect manner and in the honest manner, in the right manner. So please, I am not working for my own selfish sense gratification things. I am working so that I can take care of my family, which has been given by you, and I can take care of the society. Whatever earnings I do, I will contribute little to the society, like a little to the devotees, little to the preaching program, little to the this one, okay, whatever satsang we are going, and a little for the book distribution, etc., etc. So for that I need to have the money. For that I am working as a, not for my own benefit, but for the benefit of my family and like a society. That consciousness only needed. Initially, we may see, oh, I am try to pretending by just invoking that consciousness externally. That is fine. Invoke that. Then it becomes a practice. So by doing in this manner, by thinking about in this manner, we will be able to perform the bhakti yoga. But just bring Krishna into our life for whatever we are doing. Even if you are committing some sinful activities also, bring Krishna. By doing that, he will make us right. For
Okay.
example, the while uh, Pandavas were about to play the gambling match, okay, with the Kauravas. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is thinking, oh, Krishna should not think about it, because if he thinks about it, he will think bad about us. For that reason only, Krishna was waiting on the doorstep. He didn't
Hmm.
come inside because Yudhishthira Maharaj don't want Krishna to know.
Correct.
If Krishna was there, because how Duryodhana was unable to play, he don't know how to play, but he took the help from Shakuni, correct? The similar
Yeah.
manner, if Yudhishthira Maharaj took the help from Krishna, it would have been in a different ending, correct? But Krishna is showing the way. You think about me, because Krishna is the biggest thief, correct? He is the biggest thief, and he is in the qualities of Krishna in the upcoming chapters. We will see he
Yeah.
is the cheater of the cheater. Okay,
Yeah.
so we can never cheat him. So in that manner, we have to include Krishna in whatever activity we are doing. then he will make us straight. He will make us like, okay, remember all the time. He will ensure that that activity becomes the devotional activity. That is Krishna's uh, task. Okay, we given the task to Krishna, then Krishna will take care of it. Just include Krishna in whatever we are doing, then it becomes devotional activity. Initially, it may be like a little awkward, but trust me, like once you start doing that, then Krishna will slowly like occupy in our heart by removing all the contaminations. Because he is looking for the intent, not the content. Okay. Always Krishna will look for the intent. Okay. If this devotee, what intent he is trying to do. You may be donating like only 1 dirham initially. Then slowly he will make us like to donate 2 dirham. Like, okay, you will donate like a little more. Likewise, like slowly he will occupy. Okay, Prabhu? Hope
Sure.
it answers your question.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other question or feedback, suggestion, please feel free. And have a wonderful weekend and week ahead. Hare Krishna. I'm stopping the recording.